Okay, John the Flippin' Idiot here. We're going to talk about reclaiming some wood. I got a bunch of boards that we just pulled out of our old house, but there's a decent amount of material, and sometimes they're a nice wood like mahogany. So I'm going to show you some of the tools I use to pull the nails out of them. Here's an example of what I'm talking about in terms of boards. So at my kids' school, they do projects, woodworking stuff, and so they might be able to use some of this stuff after I clean some of it off. But I first have to pull all the nails out of it. Like the little quarter round trim on here, that's junk. So that'll get trashed after I cut it up and pull it loose. But on some of these thicker boards, there's stuff you can do with that. And there's enough material where you can cut them and join them and turn them into, I don't know, bird houses for kid crafts or whatever. So anyways, I'll show you what I use to remove some of the nails and tacks and stuff. Here's the most basic kit. You're going to want some kind of hammer, and then it helps if it has a claw for pulling. This is just a super cheap pry bar, probably from Harbor Freight. I think that's their label. So I don't know, these are like, I want to say $3, maybe they're $5 now. This is a really critical one. What you do is you don't cut through the nail, but you pinch it with this. It has a little bit of sharpness with those teeth. But what it does is it rolls. It gives you a pretty wide head, and so it doesn't sink into the wood, but it rolls and gives you a lot of leverage for kind of for yanking out the fastener. I was going to say peel out, but just that twisting action, it gives you a lot of leverage, and you don't have to pull it. Doesn't matter how strong your hand is. All you have to do is just kind of gently pinch the nail or the tack, just get it in the jaw, and then roll it, and then you actually, there's enough jaw sticking out the side where you can grab onto the fastener, come in this way and pull it out, and keep doing that. So if you pull it out a ways and then you grab it again and then you pull it out, pull it out, pull it out, so you can kind of work a longer nail out. So I'll show you that in a sec. Okay, so I just use a trash bin here. What I do is you don't want to put it out here because the wood bounces too much. If you put it near the edge, then it pops down, no problem. And then just toss it in the trash. If you, let's see, I've got these. The wider the pry bar is, the less it's going to damage the surface underneath the wood. I know I don't have any interest. This has a finish on it. It's stained, and it's quarter round stuff is what it is, the profile. I don't think it'll be super useful, and plus it's pretty dirty. So yeah, just take that off, and then what I'll do is I'll just cut it with a saw, maybe after I pull the nails out. Okay, so here's the pliers I was talking about. You can come at it from the side and kind of just gently pinch the nail, and then you'll see how easily it grabs on, and then with that head, it's a big wide head, it does a good job of not bruising the wood if you're trying to save the material, whatever wood you're pulling out of. This is pine, so it's not super hard, but as you can see, it didn't leave a giant dent in there. As far as disposing of the quarter round, usually you can just kind of give it a nice decisive snap on the edge of your bin, and it'll just pop, and wish it luck to its next life. So with the right tools, you can go fairly quickly. Sometimes I'll just use the pliers and I'll tap the nail back. And here you can see me kind of doing multiple grabs. Let's see that okay. And you can actually, you can grab a nail that's bent, and then you can straighten it out. Kind of grab it up a little higher. And and that will help. You just need to back it out just a little bit, and then the pliers will do all the work for you. Bend that back. If the material's really soft and you need to salvage it, like you're working on an old house and you need to save the trim to match something that's there and it's a profile that you can't recreate very easily or be expensive or time consuming, what you want to do is pad this so it's not bruising the wood. And then when you go to use your nail puller, you put a piece down like this, and what it's doing is it's distributing the force here. I showed this off in a video where I was working on a dresser top and I was peeling off a bunch of floor tile of all things. But if you put something wider and solid on there, then there's a lot of dispersion of the pressure. This is grabbing onto the nail and it's getting pulled down. It's pulling down, or it's pushing down. It's grabbing the nail, and so if the nail doesn't move, it's going to squeeze those fibers. But if you put something solid underneath it, then it will spread out that pressure from this part rubbing down or pushing down, and then it won't mark up your material. Switch to this guy. I'm not that concerned about bruising the surface of this, but yeah, I think that's most of it gone. I'll just lift that off, break it free. Probably the last bit of advice I would have for anybody doing this is to bunch up your operations. So if you make sure you've got work support, don't let your nails get away where you can either step on them, your dog can step on them, or you can run them over with your vehicle. But use the hammer all the way across the board and then come back with the pliers and do the pull, and I don't know if I can get to that one. And the pull. So do your actions in groups, and it goes pretty quickly. It doesn't seem as crazy to pull a bunch of nails out of little boards as it maybe sounds on the surface of it. It's pretty easy, again, when you got the right tools. So, all right, I got to get back to it. I got a mess of nails to pull. Just to show you how powerful the leveraging action is on this tool. On a lot of softwood and some hardwoods, you can even just pull it right through a soft piece of wood. So there's the head. And so if you're putting this into the trash and you're concerned somebody's going to stick themselves in the hand with your leftover nail and you're just trying to dispose of the nails, that's a quick, easy way to remove that danger. Okay, so that's my video for the day, I guess, is I'm just going to pull a bunch of nails out. I've got one sick kid inside and one sick kid out here. And so I'm just going to do a little cleanup. These are leftover boards from my bedroom renovation project. Actually, I'm doing the work and then it's somebody else's idea. So can't stop progress, I guess. But anyways, I have a pile of boards to pull nails out of, so I'm going to do that for a while. And so if you enjoy these simple nuts and bolts videos, please like and subscribe. Helps me a lot. And be safe out there. Thanks.